and welcome to another edition of Creative Crafting with John G. Today I'm inspired by the North House Folk School. I follow them on Instagram, and they had a link to making a basket out of some paper lunch bags. And so what you'll need is 2 lunch bags, like the brown paper bags you use for lunch, obviously, scissors, glue, paint, it's optional, imperfections, always a must, and you'll need a paintbrush, whether for the paint or the glue. And that is my sketch of a basket. You can see that it's woven, and it just uses 2 of those bags. Today I'm going to be using large brown paper bags from shopping because I do not have the lunch bags. So we'll see how it turns out, and if I can adapt it to the large bags, if it will actually work. What you'll want to do with the first bag is you're going to cut down the sides. So your bag, it's represented by this rectangle, and you're going to cut down one of these sides, and then you're going to cut this bottom off, okay? And so what you're going to be left with is a big rectangle from the paper bag. And then they recommend that you paint it, okay? And then you're going to later cut it into strips and glue the ends together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and I will show you what I come up with. I've just gone ahead and colored in some of the paper bag with some crayons I had. Next, I'll cut it up into the 1/2-inch strips, and we will see what that looks like with my coloring job. Here are my 1/2-inch strips, and I left one strip 2 inches wide, and I haven't glued them yet, but I'm going to. And you want to leave just one strip, one of the 1/2-inch wide strips, unglued. So we will go from here. My strips are done, and now I'm going to move on to the second bag. If you can see, so the bag is cut open with the wide, the bottom, the side, and the other side, okay? And so then I've kind of outlined it, but then they fold it over into the middle and glue it down. And so these are all going to overlap when they meet in the middle, and they don't want you to use too much glue, especially with a lunch bag, because that'll get it, since those are thin, it'll get it too wet. I don't think I have to worry about it with my shopping bag though. I haven't glued yet. I ran into my first issue, is that folding over to the middle for my shopping bag makes the long side a bit taller than this side, the thinner side. So what I'll do is move this out a bit and not fold the thin sides all the way through, so I can get that to the same height as the long side. So the next step, once I have the sides glued down towards the center, then you're going to cut another 1/4 inch strips into the sides, but you want to leave the bottom obviously untouched. I have cut my fringe for the basket in the 1/2-inch strips, and now I will go ahead and weave the colored ones in, of course alternating back and forth. And I'm going to do a few rows, and then I'll take another video so you can see my progress. I have woven the 1/4 inch strips together and made the basket. I was supposed to save a 1 1/2 inch strip to line the top. I had to use my 2-inch strip. I am now going to have to improvise a handle that should go over the top. So I'm going to work on that. I have lots of these left over, so I think I might use these in a creative way. I did take some of those leftover strips, and I kind of made a quick paper braid, and I just kind of glued it to the inside. I had to improvise that, but I thought it came out pretty good for a first time. The weaving was a little bit difficult. I do like the way it turned out, and all the nice little imperfections makes me remember that it is mine. I do want to thank the North House Folk School for inspiring me to go ahead and try to do this project. We'll put their link in the description. And like I said, they use lunch bags, and so I think it might be a little different. Hopefully your baskets will turn out pretty well. I want to thank you for tuning in and watching Creative Crafting with John G. And I'll see you next time. I will tell you, if you need something cut, I am not the one to do it because I cannot cut straight.